Our next guest is Nick Vargas. Thought I was going to forget, didn't you? Only asked him 6 times. Nick, so many components that go into a wedding: the caterer, the dresses, the tuxedo. Sometimes people forget you have to have somebody stand in front of you and marry you, that we call the officiant.
Yeah, and that's what I do. So you're right, there are a lot of moving parts, and in a successful wedding, the moving parts work together.
Yeah.
So the wedding officiant is, usually involved a little bit with the photographer, the caterer, but my main focus is to create the ceremony, perform the ceremony, ideally be a calming presence on the day of the event.
Okay. And people don't realize, but maybe this is the most important piece of the puzzle. You don't have an officiant, you have no wedding.
Yeah, if you need somebody, by law, you need somebody to perform the ceremony and to sign the marriage certificate and record the certificate so that you can get the record the license so that you can get the certificate.
So after the wedding ceremony, I never understood this. I got married, it's all a blur.
Sure.
But that officiant has to then take the document somewhere?
Yes.
You have to physically take it? You can't just mail it in?
You can mail it in.
Okay.
Usually I'll hand deliver it to the county clerk because I want to make sure that it gets there. It's part of what my fee includes.
Yeah.
So, and it's very important because you can do all this planning, the hours of the wedding, the actual ceremony, but if that piece of paper doesn't reach the county clerk,
it's done. It doesn't matter. Now, and we've seen like TV shows and stuff making fun of this. Their friend goes to some online church and gets a license where they perform the ceremony, but there's a lot more steps to it.
Oh yeah, Vargas Weddings is a business that my father and I have.
Ah.
And my father's been performing weddings my whole life.
Okay.
And so I grew up seeing him perform weddings, and about 6 years ago, I thought I might like to try my hand at it.
So getting the wedding, getting it done, you got to get witnesses signed, and you got to get it into the county recorder or whatever.
Yeah, part of what I do is I help the couple find out where they need to go here in Fresno or Visalia. Find out where they need to go.
Oh, in advance. You have to go in advance.
You have to go in advance. Usually it's about 90 days.
Okay.
So a wedding couple contacts me. I talk to them. If they haven't already gotten the marriage license, then I tell them how to do that, walk them through that process. After the ceremony, part of the ceremonies afterwards, usually the best man and the maid of honor will be the witnesses on the license. Technically, you only need one person to witness it. And so I just help them fill it out, get that done, take it to the county clerk, and the legal part of it's done. Yeah. But then there's the bigger issue of the ceremony, of the performance, of making the base.
Let's stick with the legal part of that, because this is kind of one of the purposes of our wedding show and getting these interviews on YouTube. So when people are making their decisions who to hire, they've seen them. So it's very impressive to me that you'll take that document down to the county yourself. There's no hope it gets there.
No. It gives me peace of mind. The type of person that I am, I want to know
that it's done.
It's done. What's going to happen?
Now, in the old days, you go to your everybody at a church. You go to the preacher. You show up on your wedding day. He takes care of everything. But that's all changed, right?
Yeah, I mean our world is a little different, but yeah, it's really not that hard to fill out the piece of paper once you know what you're doing, or you have somebody experienced doing it.
And when I mean the preachers used to read out of their book their ceremony, but now everybody has their own ceremony.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, that's a big thing is customization, because couples want their day to be special and unique. Weddings follow a certain format. There's different parts to a wedding: the introduction, the vows, the ring exchange. But how that's done can be different. It can be different in people's mind depending on their religious or spiritual traditions, family customs, what they're trying to do. If there's going to be, for example, special ceremonies they want to include, like a sand ceremony or a ribbon tying, and my job is to talk to them, figure out what they want by asking the right questions too. Because a lot of people, people get married once usually.
They're brand new to this.
So
You've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
So I know, after talking with a couple, I can give them ideas, and then what I do is I take those ideas together, whether they want more of a traditional ceremony, non-traditional, some type of theme wedding, and then I create a draft of the ceremony. I send it to them, and then we talk about it and make any changes if necessary. And then once we have the ceremony in place, everybody feels good about it. That's our working document for the big day.
And how early do you start that? A month or a week or?
Oh no! If I can, I like after I meet with a couple and they decide to hire me, within a month or two, depending on how much time we have, I want to have the draft done. I want to know that's done, so that I can be working on the other things. Ideally, I like to have that done months in advance, if we have that much time.
And things could change a little here and there, I'd imagine.
It
At a
gives us-
poetry reading or something, so.
Yeah, once we have that good working document, it's really easy to update it.
And we have some pictures. Let's go through these. What are these pictures of?
Okay, so that first picture is one of the first weddings I performed. My best friend asked me to perform the wedding. And so that was that. This is a wedding in Colorado. Again, my father is based out of Colorado. So
These are pictures off your website.
yeah, these are pictures off the website, vargasweddings.com.
And you probably have had everything happen that could happen at a wedding. Rains when it's not supposed to.
Rains, winds.
Oh, winds, yeah.
Mishaps, people forgetting lines, all of that, it's part of my job to make sure that it's seamless.
Okay.
That if somebody, because a couple, a bride or groom could be nervous.
Yeah.
Somebody, might, a member of the party might forget something. It's part of my job to make it seamless and make sure that we have
Pick up the pieces that are falling
pick up
apart
the
around, make it look
pieces.
like they're not.
Make it look like this. We planned this, or make it seem, make it funny, downplay it, move on.
You have a crazy story or a favorite story or anything that's happened?
Favorite story? Fortunately, I haven't had any crazy stories.
Yeah.
Nothing bad that wasn't fixable has ever happened. But probably one of my favorite memories is marrying a couple. They just wanted to elope, and so they actually came to my apartment, and we signed it. But I was like, it's such a beautiful day. Let's go outside and snap some pictures. So we've actually found a place, a wooded place, really pretty, just in the middle of the city, and my father was actually the witness for this wedding, and we performed it sort of spur of the moment, and it was just, I remember it being a very beautiful day, and even though it was a simple ceremony, they were really happy they decided to go outside and enjoy the outdoor air and make it a little bit special.
Good.
Where they had really just come to have me say some words and sign something. It was that extra 10 minutes.
Obviously gave you a nice wedding memory of their
Yeah.
wedding, so
Yeah.
it's memorable. Now, different people that, from what used to be traditional man and wife getting married, different people are getting married now. Is there a lot more of that? Do you have more demand for that
We're
type of
getting
wedding?
more requests for same-sex weddings, and I identify as a gay man, and I'm very interested in performing those types of weddings, and especially the different types of ritual that will probably come along with a same-sex wedding. The verbiage, because you're not saying man and woman.
Right.
So creating that type of ceremony is something I'm very interested in, and we are getting more requests.
Yeah. And this is one of the purposes of our show here, is to kind of say who will do what and who will own. And, we don't want people to be embarrassed. We want them to feel comfortable calling Nick Vargas, and he's got experience at this and this and this, and he's open to this and this. And that's one of the purposes of our show, just to get to know your officiant or your caterer before you hire them. So.
Yeah, and I'm very open to working with all types of couples, situations, blended families. If you have a unique idea for your wedding, a theme wedding, something outdoors, I'm happy to work with that. I find that exciting.
And do you see a lot of bringing the children into the wedding ceremony, like you said, blended weddings?
Quite a bit, actually. I'm working on a wedding this week, actually, where there is a 6-year-old daughter who the bride would like to be included, and the groom as well. And so finding out how we do that, maybe making her part of the sand ceremony, the blending of sand. So maybe she'll have her own color of sand to add to it for the.
And you have
sand.
ideas on this.
And I have ideas.
Almost every person who comes, this is my first time. I don't know
I
what
have
to do. How do we do
ideas,
this?
And that's part of the art of creating the ceremony, is asking the right questions, and then from that offering possible ideas, and it's really fun when we create something new, actually.
By the way, when you're the officiant, is there words you're required to say, like power vested in me, or what are they?
So
will you take this?
Sure.
girl?
So there's the requirement is that you have people who have, if it's going to be a legal wedding, you have people who are over the age of consent or have their parents' consent with the proper document. And then you do need to witness what you're signing off on it, that you've seen these two people who are named on the document say that they will take the other as a spouse.
Okay.
And you have a witness to that who's over the age of 18. Beyond that, the words,
That's about it.
what we do, there's the verbal, I do.
So nobody from the trailer park could drag up an unconscious person and,
No.
you know.
Two willing participants, yes.
What about the sitcoms we see? They're in Vegas and they wake up married. I don't know if maybe that really creates a legal document. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but fortunately, I've never had anybody drunk want to get married.
Good word. Good news. Okay, Nick, how if somebody says, wow, this is a great guy, I want to get a hold of him, I want him to do my wedding, or at least can they just call and talk to you,
I'm
ask
happy.
questions?
I'm happy to talk by phone or email. What I would suggest doing is going to our website. It's there on the screen, vargasweddings.com. Again, my father's in Colorado, so when you go there, it may say Colorado, but it's Vargas Weddings, and we have a contact link there where you can send me a message, or there's a phone number, a 720 phone number. That's our answering service, but call that number and you'll be connected with me, and we can talk about your wedding, your ideas. Even if you decide to ultimately not hire me, I'm happy to talk to you.
But that's a good place to start. VargasWeddings.com, VargasWeddings.com. There's pictures, there's contact information. What else would they find on there, the website?
They'll find pictures, contact information, a little bit about what we do, but the bulk of the information will come when they contact me or my father, and we start that conversation.
Maybe people say, how much? Well, how much do you want to do? You want to do a 4-hour ceremony or a quick thing in your backyard? It's probably always different.
Yeah, so there's usually a base price, and then depending on the complexity of the ceremony, the length, also if I need to travel somewhere. So for example, I'm going to be performing a wedding in Sequoia National Forest. That's a little bit
They'll
more.
travel, yeah.
But prices we're happy to talk about.
And we're going to come back to your contact information at the very end, but before the very end, I just want to give you one more chance to say anything you want.
I'm really happy to talk to couples and work on their weddings, from traditional to something that's a little bit different. I'm happy to work with you, so please do contact me.
Okay, and contact Nick Vargas at vargasweddings.com, www.vargasweddings.com. And if you can't find it or you forget to write it down, just call us here at Central Valley Talk. We'll tell you how to reach Nick Vargas at vargasweddings.com. We'll be back with more Central Valley Wedding Show right after this.